Good day everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Logo Evolution. You may notice on your screens that the series has been given a little bit of an update, but hope you enjoy this. We're going to be taking a look today at the evolution of the Yahoo logo. And I'm just going to give a little bit of a sample of what Yahoo is about for those who aren't inclined, but you all know what Yahoo is basically about. I'm just going to give a bit of a summary right here. Thanks to Wikipedia of all things, so this is what it says. So, Yahoo is an American web services provider headquartered in Sunnyvale, California and owned by Verizon Media. The original Yahoo company was founded by Jerry Yang and David Philo, or whatever, in January 1994, and was incorporated in March the 2nd, 1995. Yahoo was one of the pioneers of the early internet back in the 90s. There's also some added stuff about it provided web portal, search engine, related services including Yahoo Dictionary, its email client which is Yahoo Mail, it's got news areas, finance, a news sector, it's got Yahoo Groups, which I'm not too sure what that's about again, Yahoo Answers, which is kind of similar to Ask Jeeves in a way. A bit of a throwback right there. And then got advertising services, it's got a online mapping, a video sharing service, and fantasy sports. What's that about? Some other stuff as well. It's got quite a lot of services under its belt. It used to own also under its belt Tumblr. I think that was actually before Verizon bought over Yahoo as a company. And it stayed with us for a long time. It was first launched in '94, and of course, since all has happened. So we're going to start off, first of all, in 1994. It's kind of interesting, this, because if you actually go onto the Internet Archive, the earliest archival or cache of the Yahoo website is from 96, I think it is. So October the 17th, 1996 is the earliest kind of archive or cache of the website. But it actually looked a lot different before this. So it was literally just a HTML web page with some images here and there, but it was very simple in its design initially. And so the first logo is basically just more of a representation of how it looks on the website at the time, because the website has almost no graphics whatsoever. It's just a Times New Roman string text, and it's with the word mark, and it's stuck ever since, to be fair. So it says on this web page that Yahoo got its first logo during its establishment in '94. It consisted of the Yahoo wordmark coloured black and in the Times New Roman font displayed as plain text. And of course, if you see on the screenshot I showed of the web page from back then, you can also kind of see that it's got a hyperlink on it, so which that's fair enough. But you may also notice that during this time it wasn't exactly a search engine per se. It was more of what they call an internet dictionary or phone book, and all that is basically just a whole load of categorized content, and basically a lot of websites were listed on the site manually, not through a search engine. So if you were wanting to look for a web page to do with entertainment, you would look in the entertainment category. It's just like a phone book kind of thing. A whole bunch of web pages for web pages to find web pages. So, as mentioned multiple times, it is a little bit like a phone book in that way. I don't think the search engine actually came around until later in that year. So we move on now to '95 with a very interesting, very 90s logo. Very, not too sure what to call it, maybe radioactive, I'm not too sure. It's not got any green in it, but it's a yellow and red logo, and it's also got, for the first time, the exclamation mark, which is retained ever since. So it says here, in March '95, when the company changed its name to Yahoo, introduced another logo with a much more elaborate text that includes an exclamation point at the end. It was short-lived, being used for only 5 months. Interesting. We move on now to '95 till '96. A logo that was launched consisting of a stylized yellow jumping Y figure, and it does look like a Y. It's also got a little bit of a human thing going on. You can kind of see that there. and circle with the Yahoo wordmark above often written below. Renamed as the Jumping Y Guy, the logo was designed in-house by David Shen with a later revision made with the assistance of Organic Online, which introduced a new wordmark. I'm pretty sure Organic Online was maybe just a graphic designer at that point in time for websites. But you can kind of see it's kind of clip art-ish, to be fair, for its time. But it's kind of retro in its own way as well. I kind of like it that way. But that's just me. I'm weird. So we will move on now to 1996 to 2013, and we move on to the first iteration of the text wordmark logo. It's basically just the bog standard logo in 1996, but it's coloured red this time, or at least this time round. And it says, in January 1996, Yahoo introduced a new logo with a red wordmark. The one originally introduced in late 1995 by David Shen on Organic Online, with a slight shadow behind the text. So, as mentioned before, the previous logo showed was of course just an icon, and I do believe that the Yahoo text logo would have appeared below that, which is all interesting. So that's the red wordmark, and then of course, I'm still kind of stunned that this was held as is until 2013, which I'm actually quite, or 2009 even, sorry. So we jump on to 2009 now, and it's just a slight recolour to the very more familiar purple shade. And it says in May 2009, Yahoo launched a recoloured version of the 1985 logo in purple without an outline or shadow, because of course back in that time, in 2009, shadows were starting to become, old-fashioned, quote-unquote. Even Google, around that time, they used to have a 3D logo and it went to like 2D and flat. And there's just kind of a trend thing going on with flat logos and all sorts, which has kind of been held to this day. So this is kind of where this trend started, was in 2009. When it was set was revamp, entirely removing the previous red colour from 95, it was not used in some countries, most notably Yahoo 7 of Australia, which still used the 95 logo until 2014. Coincidentally, the now related America Online also received a new logo the same year. Fair enough. I do believe that the reason why Yahoo 7, which I think is actually the Australian version of Yahoo, which is I think in part ownership with the 7 network, which is why it's called Yahoo 7. I do believe the reason why they kept the red colour is because the 7 logo is red, so it would have looked better as it just stayed red. So I do believe that was the case for that. So the concept of Yahoo being owned by a TV network is kind of similar to how certain areas, not completely the same, but you've got the service MSNBC, which is literally a version of NBC, or the website at least, owned by Microsoft. So it's part owned by NBC Corporation and Microsoft Corporation. So it's kind of the same concept going on right there. But we will move on now to 2013 to 2019, and to be quite honest with you, I hate this logo. I think it's ugly. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I personally think this is just a horrible design for a logo, but it's just too simple to me. No kind of fun or quirkiness to it, it's just At least I get the exclamation mark, that's all well and good. But on September the 5th, 2013, Yahoo premiered an entirely brand new logo. This was finalised 30 days later on October the 5th. In 2017, Yahoo sold the majority of its core business to US telco Verizon, which already owned America Online at this time, so AOL or America Online. This move follows a series of security breaches in the previous year where roughly 1 billion accounts were compromised, and I still remember that on the news kind of thing. I was worried to use Yahoo services back then, but I used to have an email on there, and I still use it sometimes, but I was kind of worried to use it just in case. So every service that I had to use with my Yahoo email, I moved to Outlook, and of course kind of worried about that kind of stuff. So in summer 2017, AOL acquired Yahoo to become Oath, currently Verizon Media. Following the merger, the remainder of Yahoo was rebranded as Altaba, focusing as an investment company. However, these companies still exist as a division of Verizon Media. That's all well and good, fair enough, hope to do, and all sorts. Now we move on to the present, with the 2019 present, or 2020 even, logo, which, yell at me if you like, but I love this one. It is the purple lowercase Yahoo logo, which I actually do think is quite quirky. It's, for one thing, it's bold. It's got a lot more things going on with it besides the previous version of the logo, or the previous logo that is. So it says, in September 2019, Yahoo rolled out a new logo with a bolder typeface and all lowercase font for the first time, and it saw a newly redesigned logo for Yahoo Mail. The visual refresh, designed by Pentagram, which I think is also a design company, accompanies an upcoming slew of new products. The font is rendered in a modified version of Centra number 2, which I do believe other Verizon owned services, I think even America Online, please tell me if I'm wrong, uses that font as well. But I like it. It's simple, but it's not boring simple. It's got a bit of boldness to it. It's very, it's distinctive to the eye. And of course, you can kind of see the exclamation mark tilted to the side. You can kind of see this actually has an additional job right here, because it makes it suitable. If you just take the Yahoo away and just have the Y and the exclamation mark there, it creates Yahoo's modern icon logo. And I'll even show you on the screen right now a video clip of the logo in action, or how it's going to be used and utilised, kind of thing. But yeah, that is the Yahoo logo as it's evolved over the past 30 years almost, I would say. Pretty sure this is going to make a lot of people feel old. I do apologise for this. Don't think it's 30 years old, but meh, my math isn't off. Maybe 25 years, I'm not too sure. Anyways, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I thought that was quite interesting to look into, and I hope you like the refresh of the series itself. I hope you like the new look. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel, I would ask that you hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content in the future to support the channel. Like this video, let me know that you enjoy this stuff. And yeah, with that being said, let me know what you think about all this stuff below. I want to hear what your opinions are of these logos. And with that being said, I am Ricky, thanks for watching this, and I will speak to you next time. Take care, goodbye.